இலங்கையில் முதலில் பொருளாதாரத்தை சரி செய்வதற்கான நடவடிக்கைகளை எடுக்க வேண்டியது அவசியம் என நாடாளுமன்ற எதிர்க்கட்சித் தலைவர் சஜித் பிரேமதாச தெரிவித்துள்ளார். அவர் புதிய தலைமுறை செய்தியாளர் ஸ்டாலினுக்கு அளித்த சிறப்பு நேர்காணலை பார்க்கலாம்.
இலங்கையில் நிலவரும் பொருளாதார நெருக்கடிக்கான காரணங்கள் என்ன என்பது குறித்து பேசுவதற்காக இலங்கை நாடாளுமன்றத்தின் எதிர்க்கட்சித் தலைவர் திரு சஜித் பிரேமதாசா புதிய தலைமுறையுடன் இணைந்திருக்கிறார். என்ன காரணங்கள், எதனால் இந்த போராட்டங்கள் நடைபெற்று வருகின்றன என்பது குறித்து விரிவாக அவரிடம் பேசலாம். What are the main reasons for the present economic situation in Sri Lanka?
Well, there are a multiplicity of reasons. Primarily, our country is highly indebted. We have foreign debt amounting to $52 billion. We are facing multiple deficits, growth retardation, high inflation, high unemployment, specifically in the youth sector. So there are a multiplicity of issues which have contributed to this. However, we could have managed the situation. Unfortunately, the present administration went on a tax cut spree, which resulted in loss of state revenue amounting to more than 600 billion Sri Lankan rupees, roughly 2 to 3% of GDP. This loss of state revenue meant that the international rating agencies, because of bad financial thinking and management, they reduced Sri Lanka's rankings. And this resulted in Sri Lanka not being able to enter the international capital markets to raise dollar loans in order to refinance our debt, which has meant we have not been able to import the essentials such as food, medicine, and so on and so forth. And now we have a crisis in the transportation sector, and we have a crisis in the energy sector. We have a huge deficit in power generation. Manufacturing industries, small and medium-sized businesses have come to a standstill. We have been unable to fulfill the export orders. Hence, we have lost exports and export destinations. Other countries have come and taken over our export destinations. So that's basically the background to this serious economic issue, this massive economic debacle faced by the people of our country.
So, how long do you think it will take? The situation is likely to turn for better?
Well, before we talk about the length of time it will take to correct the situation, we have to first initiate the correct steps. Unfortunately, we have a lot of bottlenecks in the process. Today, Sri Lanka barely has a government. As you know, members of the cabinet have resigned. A small number have been appointed. There is what you can call political gridlock or political stagnation. Everything is at a standstill. There is no national leadership. There is no vision. There is no policy. There are no solutions to the problems. So it's very, very difficult to talk about how long it would take for the situation to improve when we don't have a government.
So Sri Lankan people in the streets, they are fighting and protesting for the essential needs. What is this leading to?
Well, as I told you, there's a social catastrophe taking place. People do not have enough food, enough water, enough fuel, enough gas, the major essentials for living. And their lives have been dislocated. They have lost their sources of income and livelihoods. More and more are entering into the poverty trap and the poverty bracket. The government does not have any viable solutions to these problems. So people are desperate. They are in despair. There's loss of hope. However, we as the opposition, the Samagi Janabala Vegaya and Samagi Janabala Sandhanaya, the alliance, we believe that we possess the requisite skills, techniques, instruments and acumen to deal with this terrible crisis. One thing everyone has to accept is that everyone will have to swallow a bitter pill. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel. If we discipline ourselves, if we work according to a strategic plan, if we follow innovative solutions to these major unique problems, I think sky is the limit as far as progress and prosperity of Sri Lanka is concerned.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has called all parties to form the interim government. Is it possible to form the interim government? Is it will work out?
Just a few moments ago, the parliamentary group of the Samagi Janabala Vegaya, which is our party, and the Samagi Janabala Vegaya alliance met, and we arrived at a unanimous decision, which is we will not take part in any administration connected to this particular members of the government, particularly because the wish of the people is for president downwards to leave government. That is the wish of the people. That is their declaration. That is the people's wish and their proclamation. And we as a responsible opposition and the alternative government, the government in waiting, we will not deceive our people. We will not marginalize our people. We are there to represent the people's will and wishes, and we will not get involved with an administration that has taken this country to near abyss. This government is full of corruption, malpractices, maladministration, family bandism. These are issues which we don't stand for. We believe in open, transparent, accountable and responsible government. And in no way will we form alliances with parties and stakeholders who stand contrary to our principles and to our policies.
So is there any chance for SJB, the opposition party, your party, bring the no confidence motion in parliament on recent days?
Well, first and foremost, we have to observe the drama that is being played out. And we don't know what the ultimate conclusion of that drama is. So we'll have to wait and see how things unfold as far as government formation and so on and so forth. So we'll have to wait for these developing events and observe them meticulously prior to taking any other step.
So India has recently released several funds. What sort of help do you want from India as of now?
Well, before India provided help, they consulted us. Our position was that as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, we are in a desperate situation. The country is in a desperate situation. The government is unable to govern. People's needs, wants are totally neglected. Living has become a problem. Human rights are violated. Civic, political, economic, social, religious, cultural rights are violated. However, we requested the Indian government to go ahead with the maximum amount of assistance that they could provide Sri Lanka, because more than politics, we want people to live. We want people to breathe. We want people to have a happy life. We would like people to have a high standard of living. Those objectives are above politics. It's beyond politics. So even right now, I would urge His Excellency Prime Minister Modi to provide further support and assistance to our motherland, and also ensure that such assistance reaches to the grassroots, reaches the people, so that they are not used for unwanted political purposes by miscreants.
So on 2019, I came here for cover the elections. But at that time, I can witness singular peoples, Tamil speaking, and Muslim Tamils are divided. But nowadays, I can witness here for the past 4 days, they are united. How you are seeing this, sir?
Well, I think the people are united for a specific purpose, and it's a sole purpose, that is regaining our motherland. We are in the midst of fighting another independence battle. This is independence from cronyism, independence from a governing kleptocracy, independence from corrupt administration, corrupt politics. To this independence struggle, we, the SJB, will provide our fullest support unconditionally, and we in our administration will ensure that to the greatest possible extent that people's aspirations are fulfilled and achieved.
Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for sharing your opinions with Puthiya Thalaimurai. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.